Welcome to our mystic message for this week. The mystic message this week is around, there's a lot of green energy to start, and it's a big heart expansion energy. So this kind of piggybacks off of the energy forecast for the month as a whole, which was around some heart expansion and recalibration energy. However, this goes a little bit deeper. So, the heart space, this is a beautiful multi-dimensional space that allows us to connect with our higher self, to other dimensions, to other aspects of self. It is a realm all of its own. And it's we're all collectively in different, different levels having a heart expansion right now. And in order for it to expand, to open and expand in the way that it wants to, we need to let go of some stuff. So this message is around letting go of stuff we don't need to carry anymore. This is energy. This is physical items. This is thought patterns. This is relationships. We are carrying too much. We are attached to too much. What ends up happening is we do the healing and we do the growth, and it starts very internal, right? You work deep, and especially if you work with me, right? We go to the root causes of these things, right? Whether past life stuff, or childhood stuff, we pull cords, we try and get to the root cause and work our way to the present. What ends up happening is we do some of that stuff, and sometimes we forget about the present, or we forget about the more surface level stuff, or we forget that once we do the inner work, it has a ripple to the external. And we need to allow and give space for the external manifestation of our healing and growth to take place. And when we're cluttering up our external life with too much stuff, and we're not making the changes in the external, in our physical reality, in our actions, in our relationships, and the clutter in our homes, it doesn't make room for that ripple to take place in the natural way that it wants to. We do the deep healing work, and we sometimes wonder, well, when is this going to translate to my real life? When am I going to see a difference in my day to day? You have to keep kind of being aware and doing some of that work to allow that ripple to take place. The ripple will take place, but if there's too much stuff, it's it's all this heavy stagnant stuff, and this higher energy is trying to make its way in, but it's lighter and it can't quite penetrate. So we're being asked to let go of things and to not forget to put things down when we do the healing work. Okay, so this is many different areas, right? We have belief systems and programming. This is super common, right? So say we do some healing from a karmic cycle, and or some childhood stuff. Maybe as an example, it's taking our power back. It's maybe around having narcissistic relationships and taking our power back. And maybe we found the deep-rooted karmic lifetime that took place. Maybe our inner child had, a narcissistic parent, and we go and work with the inner child. But then there's also the programming and the belief systems, the thoughts that we have, right? So if you're someone who has had narcissistic relationships or a wound around empowerment, you don't have that sovereignty. You don't trust yourself. You don't believe in yourself. You're taught to dismiss your intuition. You're taught to ask other people for permission or how to do things or guidance. You don't always have the independence to pave your own way. And so you have to notice those thought patterns and beliefs that come through and shift those. So we need to pay attention to all of those things. There's also habits and routines that naturally are going to want to change. And if we resist it, then we're just holding on to lower vibrational stuff in our physical reality. And then that ripple just cannot penetrate. So, say, you've been working on kind of this higher perspective and not getting sucked into fear-based stuff, right? I think a lot of us have really been working on that, and it's really hard because there's a lot of fear-based stuff everywhere. And so maybe one of your routines has always been your whole life is I get up an hour before I need to, I make my coffee, and I sit down and I watch the news. And you've done so much healing work that that routine does not align anymore, but you do it anyways because that's just what you do. Or, maybe it's going getting drinks with your coworkers after work. And they gossip about the other coworkers, or they bitch about their boss. And maybe you don't even want to go have a drink, but you feel like you should because you want to be social and you want to be a part of it. Or maybe you don't feel like gossiping and it doesn't really align with you, but you just do it because it's what you always do. And so these habits and routines are really, really big because we need to recognize the things that are not aligning with where we're at vibrationally and with all of the work that we've done and the person that we're trying to step into. We need to start curating our physical reality around what we're looking for. Um, this also is, cords and connections. Heavy baggage we're holding on to. You might still be holding on to energy and a cord from an ex from 20 years ago and maybe don't realize it. And it's energetically bogging you down. And we have to let go and release those things. We have to let go of what so and so did to us. We need to maybe put the pictures away or, things like that. And that kind of brings me to another area, right? Physical items, right? Maybe you've really just stepped into your authenticity and your expression of yourself, and your closet is full of clothes that just don't align with you anymore. It's not your authentic self. It's clothes that you bought for a job or clothes that you bought to fit in or to be a mom or whatever. And you're just holding on to it. Purge it out. This is purge energy. Get rid of stuff. Get rid of thoughts that do not serve us. Get rid of energy that does not serve us. Get rid of habits and routines that do not serve us. And get rid of the physical items that do not serve us, right? If your house is just full of crap that's just always been there and it's just not aligning with where you're going, right? Get rid of it. All of it has an energy and a vibration. And essentially, in order to bring in what we're looking for, what we want, we have to make space. And by making space means letting go of some other stuff. And this allows, when you heal the inner, for it to translate to the external. Because that's what we all want, right? What good is healing if my day to day doesn't look any different? If I'm still going about life doing the same thing, my routines are the same, my habits are the same. But we need to recognize that we have to take charge there. There's always a balance between the feminine receiving and surrendering and the masculine of doing. We can't always just expect that ripple to be automatic. We have to put action behind things taking place in our physical reality. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so essentially, this is a call to examine what we can let go of to simplify. That is the best way to put this energy is we need to simplify our brain space, where our brain's always going. So even think if you're someone who struggles with boundaries and you've worked really hard on boundaries and you've done a lot of work, but you still find yourself every time your phone dings and someone texts you, you stop exactly what you're doing and you pick it up. And you dive right into it. That's a poor boundary because you're letting that indicate what you're doing and you're stopping what you're doing, right? And so having those boundaries is super, super important. And so what can we simplify? What can we take off our mental plate? What can we take off our physical plate to allow us to really flourish and make space? It's time to put the baggage down. Don't carry the ancestral baggage anymore. All that weight on your shoulders. Do you have shoulder pain? Do you have neck pain? Do you have upper back pain? It's time to take that weight off. So many of us were born with having to deal with healing our ancestral wounds and taking care of our family and all of this obligation and heaviness. And this is your call to put some of that down. You've done a lot of the work. You don't need to keep carrying so much stuff and so much baggage. We cannot move into something aligned when we're still holding on to old stuff, right? If I want to find my dream partner, or I'm really looking to find my community, I want to find the friends, I want to find the people, I want to find my tribe, right? If that's you, you're looking for relationships that feel aligned. Yeah, you're still going out to the bar with Susie after work, listening to her bitch about everything under the sun while you tune out because you're so not there anymore. If you're entertaining those relationships, that's saying to the universe, I want more of this. and you're going to get more of Susie. And you're not going to get whatever this higher aligned relationships are. And so we have to take action. You know, like I said, balance between the masculine and the feminine. And when it comes to the ripple in our physical reality, we have to take action because we live in a reality that is heavily action oriented. And we have to do the things. We have to demand what we want. We have to let go of things to let things come in. And that allows that balance, right? Take action with what you want and don't want. And then you're open, and then the feminine can allow you to receive. And so, massive purge to let go of all this outdated stuff because, so back to the original reason, our hearts are ready to expand. Our hearts are ready for a bigger multidimensional opening. And they simply, it's vib vibrational frequency, energy. All energy vibrates at a frequency. And things that are too distanced from each other, too far apart, just do not merge. They just cannot be in the same space and feel cohesive. And to allow this higher energy in, to open this space, to give you access to this multidimensional realm that you're asking for, right? If you're watching this, chances are you're like, I want to connect with my spirit guides. I want to feel more connected to my higher self. I want to feel more connected to my intuition. This is your route. This is the to-do list, right? These are the things to do. Purge, let go, spring cleaning galore, and simplify. What do you not need? What do you not need? What is not necessary in your life anymore? Take inventory of where you're putting your energy, your attention, your focus, your actions, your habits, your routines, your thoughts, your beliefs, right? Because that's clean out old beliefs. If you're someone who's like, everything's just always hard, everything just always seems like it has to be hard. That's a belief system. And when you believe that, subconsciously probably programmed in from, maybe ancestral trauma. So you never, you just kind of were born with it, or even karmic stuff, or a combination of both, which is very common. We're just bringing in things that are hard. So we have to pay attention to all of these areas and we need to clear it out, clean slate so that we can reprogram, create new belief systems. When you have a belief system, you can't kind of like add a contradicting belief system without removing the old one, right? We want to remove so that we have space to replace. And so this is a big purging energy so that you can have this beautiful heart opening energy that is coming for all of us. This is a beautiful energy of June and this summer as a whole. And this is your nugget of how you get there with more ease. All right. Mwah. Happy spring cleaning.